Today, we're going to be discussing how to use a Haaka silicone breast pump. This thing is a total game changer for breastfeeding mamas. It's low tech, it's inexpensive, and you can usually get it same-day shipping on Amazon. I'm Dr. Eva, a certified perinatal chiropractor and an IBCLC. And today in this video, we're going to cover why I love this little thing, some things I don't love about this little thing. I'm going to show you how to use it and how to take care of it. So let's start with why I love the Haaka. First and foremost, you can use this thing at all stages of the breastfeeding journey. You can use it to harvest colostrum in the early days. I'm still using it now, breastfeeding my 1.5-year-old, so you can use it with your toddler. It's a really great way to start and to maintain a small freezer stash if you're exclusively breastfeeding and you're not really gonna be away from your baby for long periods of time. I also love this thing because it's very easy to figure out and it's pretty simple to use. There's not a lot of parts. It's lightweight and you can toss it in your purse. And after watching this video, because it is such a short learning curve, I'll bet you'll feel like a pro and totally comfortable using this thing anywhere. There's no need to plug it in. Like I said, it's portable and lightweight, unlike other types of breast pumps. It passively collects milk, so you can actually just pop it on the other breast when you're feeding on the other. There's no need for any additional time set aside. I mentioned in the intro that it's also very inexpensive. I'm gonna put a link below on where you can find this bad boy on Amazon. All right, but let's get real. What's not so great about the Haaka? Well, first and foremost, it's very spilly. It's really easy to tip over. And anyone that's ever said, don't cry over spilt milk, they have never lost ounces of really, really hard-earned breast milk. So if you don't set this thing down very, very carefully, you can have a disaster on your hands. Also, it's pretty easy for baby to knock this thing off with their hands or their feet, especially as they become a little bit more active. Now they do make a sort of a deluxe model of this Haaka that has a suction base and a little topper seal, which can protect against spills. So I think it's probably worth the upgrade in the likely event that you will have a spill with this thing. Now the other con about the Haaka is that getting it on can be a two-person job. And in the early days, you may have your breastfeeding pillow, you gotta get that set up. You've got to position yourself and your pillows, position the baby. You got to remember your water bottle, maybe your phone. It's like a whole ordeal to get set up to breastfeed. So then adding the Haaka on top of that, it's a lot easier if you have a partner or a support person around to help you attach and then detach the Haaka. So let's show you how to use this thing. There are 3 ways to attach the Haaka, depending on how much suction you need and what's most comfortable for you. So first and foremost, you can just squeeze the base of the Haaka and release it. This is going to provide a very minimal amount of suction, probably gonna be super easy to knock off. The next layer of suction would be if you first flipped the top portion of the Haaka inside out, like so. Then you place that over the breast and you unflip it. That'll give you a little bit better suction. Now, the most amount of suction is if you flip the top and then you pinch this bottom part as well as the top part. So I think about, I'm just sort of folding this into a little taco. Now this opening is more of an oval rather than a circle. And you can see that I'm creating an indentation in the sides of the Haaka. So I want to maintain that indent as I'm placing this on. Now this is where having a partner can come in real handy because I really struggled with this by myself trying to get this attached, and you'll see why. So once I have my oval, I'm going to center it over the nipple and I'm going to allow the top portion to flip down whilst maintaining the pressure on this lower portion of the Haaka. So when this is placed correctly, what you're gonna see is that this bottom portion is still pinched. So it's not going to be loose and circular. It's gonna maintain that indent, and that's gonna have a lot of suction and you're gonna be able to feel the difference. So now that we know how to put it on, after you have collected milk in your Haaka, you can either transfer that milk into a storage bag and pop it in the fridge or directly into the freezer if you're not going to be using it the next day or two. Or you can just put this whole thing in the refrigerator, especially if you've got that little lid or that little stopper. And in order to clean it and take care of it, you don't necessarily have to sterilize it every single time after the very first use. Now, of course, that's going to depend on the age of your baby and the immune status of your baby, but generally speaking, for most healthy full-term babies after the first few months, simply cleaning it out with a little bit of warm soap and water and letting it air dry will suffice. Have you used the Haaka? What did you love about it? What were some pain points? Share in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. And for more support with breastfeeding, pregnancy, postpartum, be sure to follow and subscribe to our page and check out our other resources that are linked below. See you next time.